Hello everyone, this is Movie Hot. Today I bring you a short but powerful recap of the movie, Lonely Samurai. Get comfortable. Ahead lies a story of honor, pain, and the path of a warrior. Enjoy watching.
Eto terus pada sa kita. Kapit man. Anjak kume. Iwa をも揺らす雷が我に生きろというのか。嵐の中にて我が魂は疲れた。
And now you will hear a brief summary of the film Lone Samurai. Enjoy watching. The year is 1281. The bravest samurai set sail to confront the invading Mongol army. However, the enemy fleet was sunk by a powerful tsunami. All the Japanese warriors perished, except for Riku, who awoke on the shore of an unknown island. His leg was pierced through by a piece of wood. Riku used a rope to pull himself towards a dead boy, but the boy stood up and ran away as if nothing had happened. The samurai is tormented by hallucinations. He reached for his broken sword and finally pulled the piece of wood embedded in the flesh from his leg. After bandaging the wound, Riku limped along the shore. By evening, his water ran out. The lone man spent that night in a cave. He saw the boy again and trudged after him into the dense forest. The ghost child did not wait for his pursuer, so Riku soon lost sight of him. This boy is one of the samurai's two sons. They often played pirates. In the morning, the man continued to be plagued by hallucinations. This time, he thought he saw his wife. Riku was walking along the shore when he suddenly saw her body there. But it was another trick of his mind. The samurai constantly hears the voices of his family. He grew tired and decided to simply end it by committing seppuku. But suddenly the voices stopped, and in the distance, he saw a mountain that looked so much like his native Fuji. Riku realized it was too early to give up. The man gathered logs and dragged them inland on the island. There he discovered a majestic waterfall and was filled with resolve. Finding fresh water, Riku began to forage for food. He sharpened the shard of his sword and began carving something. In the morning, Riku made ink from charcoal and water, and a brush from a stick and a bundle of hair. Even under such conditions, the Japanese man wanted to write a haiku. Thus, day after day passed. Riku managed to heal his wound. He tirelessly drags logs somewhere forward. It seems that Riku has finally regained his will to live, although the sad memories from the past have not gone anywhere. Finally, Riku climbed the mountain and did what he wanted, built a ritual torii gate. For years, pain kept me alive. Let love sustain me in death. The lone samurai will still commit seppuku. He will simply do it properly. The natives broke the torii and tied the foreigner hand and foot. By boat, they delivered Riku to a settlement on the mainland. A healthy warrior took off his mask and spoke to the captive. "We stopped you, and now you belong to me." Several other captives were sitting nearby. One of them was already missing a leg. This pleasant-looking man plans to eat them all gradually. After some time, their shaman joined the cannibals. He feeds the captured cattle fruits. The shaman even offered to treat Riku's wound so he wouldn't die prematurely. The bald captive had his other leg broken. They would cut it off using the samurai sword. The Riku cannibal drooled over the chubby young man. He couldn't restrain himself and cut out the captive's tongue. The legless one was seasoned with petals and smeared with something. Then he was forced to drink his own blood. The same was done to the chubby one. Riku realized he was in a real hell. The fat man had his arm cut off while he was unconscious. Riku was next to drink from the horn. The Japanese man complied and immediately felt his consciousness cloud. Riku saw his sons, who demanded he bring them 50 pirate heads. Well, so be it. The savages were surprised to see this snack speak. "The heads on your shoulders belong to me." The trained fighter fairly easily knocked the guards to the ground. He beat the first one to death with a stone. The second tried to stab Riku with a spear, but he wrapped a rope around his neck and strangled him. Cutting off a head with a wooden, toothed weapon isn't easy, but he has no other. The fat savage was horrified when he saw his comrade's head. The drugged Japanese man went to study the natives' cave paintings, but the main find awaited him ahead. Whole mountains of skulls. The cannibals themselves were busy transferring power on the other side of the cave. The tribe's chief gave the bone mask to his son, that bloodthirsty killer. He still holds Riku's samurai sword. The fat captive, who had only one limb left, was the ritual dish for this bunch of cannibals. Before dying, he looked at Riku, who silently observed this monstrous act. Soon, a drunken native discovered what the foreigner had done. He impaled the guards' heads on a stick and ran into the forest. The new chief commanded the tribe to go hunting. Armed with bone weapons, they landed on the shore of the island, where they first discovered the Japanese. They scour the forest, and Riku kills them one by one, attacking from behind. The warriors don't hear him because monkeys are screaming throughout the forest. Next, the samurai attacked 3 enemies at once and effortlessly sent them to the afterlife. A larger squad emerged into an open field. Riku took down 2 with a bow. The others hid in the grass. One native risked an attack and got an arrow in the eye. Retreating, the savages lost 2 more. The Japanese man even manages to write his haiku on the move. Once I collected the heads of my enemies, I found little joy in their rotting remains. The shaman saw the enemy ahead, simply standing still. In reality, Riku had prepared. He lit fires to hide in the smoke and armed himself with a sharp stick. The experienced fighter destroys these savages with incredible ease. The shaman got scared and retreated. He returned to the chief, who was gazing at another haiku. "He found us! He found us! Demon!" The army shouted and ran towards the smoke. Riku waited for them on the shore. The warrior found a whole samurai sword washed up by the tide. "I miss my family." The chief took off his mask and ordered his people to charge forward. However, he himself was in no hurry to attack. A crowd of natives attacked Riku, but their sacrifices became even more meaningless when the warrior had a whole katana in his hands. An attempt to kill the foreigner with a spear from a distance also failed, but Riku himself was accurate. The next batch of doomed men ran to the slaughter. Riku kills the cannibals with a smile on his face. Finally, there was a reason to live a little longer on this earth. The samurai himself ran towards the remaining savages. He gradually approaches the chief. He sent his best warrior forward, a madman who ran towards Riku on all 4s. He dodged the katana. Another fighter bit the blade with his teeth. The plan wasn't great, but the madman managed to hit him a couple more times. A few more enemies ran up to Riku and grabbed his arms, but the warrior broke free and killed the madman's wife. The curly-haired one rushed forward again and began to intimidate the samurai. He attacks, then retreats, jumping around Riku like a monkey. In the end, the samurai grabbed his leg and cut his Achilles tendon, but even then, he continued to resist. Riku inflicted several wounds on the warrior and finally cut him down, but he himself was immediately hit in the back with a club. The chief stood aside and demanded that the shaman enter the fight. After all, he is a legendary warrior with whom no one can compare. The tired Riku had by then dealt with the entire crowd and moved towards the chief. "I knew you were special. That means you're next." The shaman placed his vertebra necklace on the sand and took up his fighting staff. The small but agile fighter indeed proved to be a difficult opponent. The others weren't fit to hold a candle to him. The shaman wields the staff, trying to keep the foreigner at a distance. But then, in a leap, Riku cut the weapon in 2. The shaman had to grab the sword with his hand, but that only delayed the inevitable. The samurai gutted him with a few strikes and then slit his throat. Now there was no more back for the tribe's chief to hide behind. He holds a huge bone axe in his hand and invites the Japanese man to try and take his sword. The big man also removed his extra clothing, prayed to the bone mask, and rushed forward at his enemy. The final boss is powerful and full of strength. The savage threw sand in Riku's face and wounded him several times. A strong axe blow knocked the Japanese man back, but he wouldn't allow himself to be finished off. Instead, Riku wounded the chief in the leg. The fight continued. During the struggle, the broken sword flew into the air. Riku caught it and inflicted another wound on the chief. Wielding 2 swords at once, the samurai began driving the enemy toward the sea, but he fought back desperately. He drove Riku into the water himself and began to drown him. On the verge of death, the samurai saw his dancing wife again. He broke free, got to his feet, and pierced the chief's head with his sword. With the second, he chopped off that head. That's how the master dealt with the entire tribe of cannibals in just one day. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video and share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to Movie Hot and turn on the bell so you don't miss new recaps. More exciting movies are coming very soon. See you in the next video.